Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance, and the subject of today's replay is Marky 12, and he's in the Tier 10 German SPG, the GW E100, and this is a ranked battle on Erlenberg. And battle commences, and Marky's moving to his firing position, and looks like he's headed west. We pull out and away, you can see that he's headed towards those bushes, which is quite a favourite haunt of some Arty, but I think he's going to go past them. Yes, he's decided that it's probably better for him to go a little further along before he sets up. And he's loaded and ready to shoot. And he's pulling up just over the rise, but behind those trees. We'll give him a little bit of cover. Okay, and he's extended his aim straight away, and he's looking at a Death Star on the other side of the battlefield, which his teammates are asking for fire assistance on. He shoots, rounds out, direct hit, 515 hit points straight away. That was a really good shot, even though it was snatched actually. But then Marky 12 does have a lot of experience in this Arty and in others, so he's more than likely going to get good results from his crews. Okay, he's halfway through his load cycle. Somebody's asking for help on the T-57, that's why the crosshairs have appeared above the tank. It's another tank using a T key. And that IS-7's been tracked. That makes him a prime target. Now, if they can keep him tracked, Marky can hit him. Rounds out. Direct hit! Oh, it was a splash! 349. I thought that was a direct hit, but he certainly did a lot of damage to that IS-7. Okay, he's having a look back at that Death Star. Halfway through his load cycle. Most of Marky's team have come down the west side. Now, there's a theory that most of the battles on Erlenberg tend to develop into an east-west battle, which is along the lines that this map was originally developed. He shoots at the Death Star, and it kills it. It was a splash kill, 30 hit points. The shot fell short, but it did enough damage to take the Death Star out of the game. Okay, so having a look at these two tanks in the town. Difficult to hit these except from further south. Now, he might need to relocate further south, but if he does so, he'll be further away from his own cap. Yes, they've got the protection of that building. They're Arty safe from that position, so long as Marky is located where he is. Okay, if they back out a bit further, good splash, 350 hit points. If he stays behind the building, he's safe, but if he moves out, he can get splashed. Now, there's one tank that's actually on the west side of the map, and it's moving up towards the hill, so Marky needs to be aware of that object 907, which is about half its health still, but he probably won't have that health for much longer if he stays advancing as the way he is. So Marky's electing to go after this Jaegeru on the opposite side of the map. Lines up a shot, leads it, but it's stationary, so he goes directly to the target. Rounds out. I think that probably splashed the Jaegeru. I think it definitely did some damage, but obviously we'll have to see. I would have thought that it would stun that Jaegeru, but it's so far away that it probably didn't actually. Well, it looks like it did do some damage because the Jaegeru hasn't got as much health as it used to have, but that may be because of fire from his teammates. Okay, he's going back to the Jaegeru, side onto him, so he can do a lot of damage if he can get the shell into the side of it. It's going to be stationary while he fires. Rounds out. Direct hit! 457 hit points. Went right into the side. He's relocated a little. Of course, it's going to be difficult for the enemy to spot him because he is moving about on a not familiar Arty position. Arties tend to congregate near the caps, but in this instance he's moved quite some distance away from the cap. Okay, he's looking at this IS-7. He's almost loaded. He's in. Rounds out. Oh, overshot, but a splash again. 178. That's decent. Not bad. Definitely some stun element there as well. And he's pressed his C key to tell everyone he's reloading. Or you can do the same with your F8 key, but it's always a good idea because it puts how long you've got for your next shot is going to be out into chat, so other players can take account of that in their decisions whether or not they're going to go ahead. Okay, he's looking at the Jaeger, then it's gone unsighted, so he's aimed at the IS-7 and it went in. Definitely hit the IS-7. Shot disappeared, no explosion. And that IS-7's definitely hurting. Look, he's stunned. That one has slowed his reactions down, made him more vulnerable. But nobody's hitting the IS-7 at the moment, which is a pity. Now, there's an STRV in a dip there. Now, Monkey can do a lot of damage to that STRV because it's side onto him. Now, if he can get a shot into that... Nope, he's switched back to the IS-7 again. And there's another IS-7. It's a fresh one. No damage on that one at all. I think that's what's going to receive the next shell. Yep. Rounds out. Ah, it fell short. And he's backing away. Adjusting himself. That's good. He's ready to shoot. He's got... well, he's not reloaded yet, but he's got his position. He's going back to the Jaeger, having a look at that. He's indicating with his T key, that's his target. The down arrows appear above the target. Tells everyone, that's what I'm attacking. Rounds out. And it kills the Jaeger. 262 hit points. And it's out the game. Okay, we've got requests for fire on several of the enemy tanks, so it looks like the other players in the ranked battle know the value of using their T key to request fire. If your Arty player is actually watching these requests for fire, he'll aim at those tanks, because those are the ones causing the most problems to his teammates. Okay, he's selected the IS-7, he's using his T key to... Nope, he's decided not to go after it. After all, he's going after this tank destroyer. And it went in. Definite hit. No doubt about that whatsoever. And the enemy GW E100 has been spotted. Okay, now he can make a difference. If he can get reloaded, he can shoot that GW E100. It will take a major asset out of the enemy's team. Somebody's requested fire on it. Now, the worry here is, of course, that GWE might move if he's got Sixth Sense. But he's not moving. He's stationary. He's being hit. Okay, now he's moving. And he's been taken out before Marky can fly. That's unfortunate, but... Okay, now he's loaded. He can select a target and go after it. They've got a 2-tank advantage at the moment. He looks like... Yep, he's going for this IS-7. But it's on the reverse slope. Rounds out. Direct hit. 324. Direct hit into the rear of that IS-7. And he's getting stun assist now as well. Marky's forces are pushing hard. He's still got that 2-tank advantage. That IS-7. It's going back to that again. It's taking a punishing. But Marky's forces are also low on health. And the worrying thing is that there are some tanks on the enemy team. And both those tanks that were attacking the IS-7 have been taken out. I think it was the E50 that did the damage. He shoots. He splashes the E50 for 342 hit points. Now there's only 3 members of Marky's team left alive now. He did have a 2-tank advantage, but now they've gone into a 1-tank deficit. And both of Marky's teammates are in the south. Now, he can certainly reach that far. That's not a problem. But the main problem now is, of course... Oh, and they've lost another one. They've lost the IS-7 on their team. And that went down to the Gorilla 15, which he's aiming at right now. Okay, he's estimating that shot. And he kills the Gorilla 15. That was a very good estimation. He had to anticipate where the Gorilla 15 was going. He did so. He got it. He splashed it. Okay, he's indicated in chat he's got 24 seconds to reload. But the enemy is now advancing towards his team. And although the Gorilla 15 on Marky's team did take down that Rheinmetall Panzer. Okay, it's an E50 and he's... Oh dear, this is really bad now. The Gorilla 15 on Marky's team is in desperate danger. Oh, this could be awkward. The E50's been taken out. And he killed the E50. He managed to get the shot in there and kill that E50 to save his Gorilla 15. That's left it now with one heavy on the enemy team, the IS-7, and the Gorilla 15 and Marky left alive. So it's 2 versus 1. He has turned it around by taking out that Gorilla 15 and then taking out the E50. He's equalised and put them in at the advantage. But that problem is that IS-7. Now, will we be able to spot that IS-7 and put some shells into him? The Centurion is pinging the map near the river crossing. And the Guerrillas a little further up from there. They would have been able to see the IS-7 by now. Okay, it looks like the Guerrilla has responded to some of the messages in chat towards him to suggest that he should go ahead and spot over the river. He's passing over the river now. He's going to go and have a look for that IS-7, see if he can spot him. Could be quite dangerous actually, because that Guerrilla only has half his health left, and I think the IS-7 has a bit more than half his health left. If the IS-7 spots the Guerrilla whilst he's moving, that could be the end of the Guerrilla very quickly. Oh my gum! The IS-7's been found! Oh, and too late. Marky's been taken out. Received a massive hit. And there's the IS-7 shooting down the other end of the map, going for the Guerrilla. Sadly, that Guerrilla doesn't really stand a chance now. He needs to get out of that cap and get into cover as quickly as he can, because if he stays in that cap, the IS-7 will have him. He needs to get to cover. The IS-7 knows where he is. He's in the cap. But if he stays in the cap, he will be dead. Unfortunately, we're shifting away from the IS-7, so the Guerrilla, so we don't know what's happening. It's quite a surprise, the IS-7 going around the north route and coming at the GW E100, but maybe he actually went north to try and find the GW E100, and of course didn't find him near the cap, so he just followed it round and suddenly came across Marky, who was at that time concentrating elsewhere, and didn't spot him until it was too late. Oh my god. Yep. And he's in a very dangerous position now, that Guerrilla. He's been hit. The IS-7's just the other side of that building, and I don't think he's going to survive this. No, he's taken another hit. And his shot bounces off, and he tries a ram kill and gets rammed by the IS-7, and that's the end of it. So sadly it's a defeat. And it's a third class tanker for Marky. If we look at the team scores, he did the most damage, 4,558 hit points of damage. It's a very high total. He scored the most kills with 4. And he managed to get the joint top with one of the IS-7s with 644 base XP. He fired 15 rounds, 5 were direct hits, 5 penetrations. He did 10 splash damage, 4,558 hit points of damage, all from more than 300 meters. He received 1 hit from the IS-7, and it was penetration. He damaged 8 vehicles and killed 4. Damage due to resistance was 412. Damage due to stun was 1,717. And he caused 11 stuns. He has a standard account, so he received 45,311 credits. And after deductions for repair, ammunition, he takes a deficit of 14,231 away. That's unfortunate. He received base XP of 644, and there was no multiplier, so that's all he took away. So, unfortunate ending for that one, Marky. Keep trying. I know you're a good player. We can see that from the first shot you fired, where you hit the Death Star. But I'm afraid this battle went against you because that IS-7 was very sneaky and decided to go around instead of defending his cap. If he defended his cap better, maybe you would have survived and been able to do something about it. But there you go. Can't win every time. We'd like to think you can, but you can't. If you enjoyed this replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, because we get excellent replays like this all the time. And hopefully I will see you in the next replay.